It's time for a change, and I need your help.
Freebie.
Sorry if you see me looking down in this one. It's one of those videos where, once again, I've got a little script pulled up here on the iPad, so that's why I'm looking down. But anyway, the TLDR for this video is as follows. I realized I've become a YouTuber first and a musician second lately, and I want to change that. That's not why I started this channel. So I have decided to stop posting daily content and instead upload higher quality videos on Sundays and Fridays, as well as start up a weekly live stream every Wednesday. However, the transition is going to be pretty rough on me financially, to be honest, due to the YouTube ad revenue adjusting to the new schedule changes. So if you would like to help support the channel through those changes and through these kind of upcoming difficult times, I have added some brand new Patreon rewards, including a sample swap, as well as all of the other rewards that have always been there, like my private Discord server, a weekly behind-the-scenes vlog, and there's going to be some other new stuff too. By the way, the Discord server and the behind-the-scenes vlog start at just $1 a month, and you'd be surprised how far that $1 actually does go. If you're interested, head to patreon.com/freebeat or click the link in the description below to learn more. That's the short version. Let's get on to the full story. So for almost 3.5 of this channel's just turned 4-year life, I've been uploading new music-related content every single day. And now, like I said, it is time to change. But let me kind of go back to the beginning so we can establish why I started uploading daily. I started this YouTube channel basically out of desperation. I was living at my girlfriend, now wife's, parents' house in a tiny bedroom. I was unemployed. I was bombing job interviews left and right. And the reason I was bombing job interviews is because turns out I was depressed. I had no clue at the time, but due to my lack of being able to play any drums or any music at all, I'd been a musician since grade school. Not having access to anything musical was really depressing me. And then I came across a device called the PO33KO, which was this little pocket-sized sampler, sample player, song arranger type deal. I didn't know what a Groovebox was back then. Anyway, after I discovered that, I knew I had to have one, so I sold a few cards in my Magic the Gathering collection, placed an order for one, and when it showed up, I immediately fell in love with it. I couldn't believe the sheer amount of power that I held in my hands, for less than $100. Suddenly, not only could I play around with drums, not directly, of course, but it was close enough, but I could write and arrange my own songs. I thought folks might enjoy some of the beats that I was making, some of the drum patterns I was making on the PO33, so I started a YouTube channel called Freebeat. I started uploading videos, and a month later, I nailed a job interview. That was when I started to realize how depressed I really was. But yeah, nailed a job interview. A couple months after that, after saving up a bit, Lady Freebeat and I got our own apartment, and life was just starting to look up. When COVID hit and I got laid off, I decided to fully commit to my YouTube channel, to Freebeat, which at the time had about 400 subscribers. I talked it over with Lady Freebeat, and she is so amazing, she told me to go for it. So, of course, I did, and, here we are. The rest is history, I suppose. Now, why did I tell you all of that? Well, it's because of that sentence where I stated I decided to fully commit to Freebeat, to my YouTube channel. When I decided to fully commit, the only way I could think of to do that was to upload every single day. I came up with a routine and basically just stuck to it. And looking back, that probably was the fastest way to grow the channel to a point where it was bringing in YouTube ad revenue, and it did work. I got the channel monetized in less than a year. Actually, just a few months after deciding to go for it fully, I believe. I think I went for it in April and we got monetized in July. Lately, though, I've found myself coming to the realization that I'm not a musician first anymore. I'm a YouTuber first and a musician second, and frankly, that is not at all what I want to be. I want to be a musician first and a YouTuber second. The daily YouTube content You hear my cat meowing out there? The daily YouTube content is holding me back from that goal. I had a huge breakthrough about a month ago. I was sitting at my computer right there, working on a bass riff that I would just come up with, and I was, adding some synths and some drums to it and having fun and just starting to expand on it. And suddenly I thought to myself, stop. This is a waste of time. Why are you working on music right now? You should be working on your next video. Right then and there, I knew it was time for a change. So what is that change? Well, pretty obviously, it's time for the daily content to stop. You may have noticed, but for the month of June, I haven't been posting YouTube videos every single day. You might have thought that it was because I needed time for the wedding, and I certainly passed it off as that, and it really did help in terms of being able to play on the wedding, which went fantastic, by the way. The wedding was, great. All the stress was kind of worth it, turns out. But behind the scenes, I was actually testing the waters for, to see how the channel would perform, and how it would react if I stopped the daily content. Some of you might not know this, but this YouTube channel is my job. It's what pays my rent and bills and food and so forth. So dropping down from the daily content was a very scary thing to even consider, much less actually do, due to how much the YouTube revenue might fall. But I also realized that if I wanted to once again become a musician first, stopping the daily content was a crucial step that I frankly just needed to take. So the new upload schedule is going to be as follows. Friday is going to be the main upload day for the channel. Every Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific time, I'll release a video in the style of a normal Freebeat video, but much higher quality, as I will have much more time to put into those videos. That really excites me. The thought of being able to spend more than one day, or most of the time it winds up being only 6 hours a day, on one video, and I've already had quite a few ideas of things I can pull off. Even right now, I feel a lot more relaxed filming this video because I'm filming it a couple days before it has to come out. So I'm not trying to cram in writing the script, shooting the video, and editing/uploading it in the same day. Sunday sessions are still going to stick around as I really love making them, and I think the no talking jam really suits the channel, and will probably be always something that I hold near and dear to me. However, just like with the Friday videos, I'll have a bit more time to make them, so you can probably expect some different combinations of gear from me in Sunday sessions that you haven't seen before, and that's exciting too. And finally, Wednesdays are going to be my new weekly live stream. I've already done a few, and as I work out the kinks, they're just going to get better and better. I'm really hoping that the weekly live streams become a great way for me to connect a little bit more closely with you, the Freebeat community, and I'm excited to get into a somewhat, hopefully very regular streaming schedule, so you can just expect me live at the same time, same place every week. And don't worry, the big Freebeat Live concert-style shows that we do once or twice a year in my friend Oliver's garage are still going to happen. In fact, we have already started planning the next one for this summer. I will be releasing details about that very shortly. So, where do you all come in, and why do I need your help? Well, like I mentioned earlier, cutting the quantity of content on the channel will and already has cut my channel revenue by quite a bit. And after evaluating the data from the month of June, I've determined that I have about 4 months of savings to cover the difference between what I need to pay each month in terms of cost of living and what the channel will be earning. I'm betting on myself pretty heavily here, and I truly do believe that the higher quality content, as well as my improved mental state, will be enough to steer the channel where it needs to go, but it could certainly use an extra push from all of you. And the best way to do that is through Patreon. Now, if you don't know what Patreon is, it is a website-based platform where you can support creators of all different types, and in turn, you earn rewards and perks for your support. I've had a Patreon for quite a long time. At this point, I think 3 years, but I've never really pushed it heavily until now. I've decided to put a larger focus on the Patreon page as well, and that includes a sort of return of the daily content. Hear me out. You see, here on YouTube, daily content just means a video every single day. Just videos. That's what content is here. But on Patreon, daily content could be just about anything. It could be a section from a song I'm working on. It could be a behind-the-scenes vlog. It could be a look at the setlist to an upcoming Freebeat live concert. It could be, I don't know, a cool picture of a piece of gear that I happen to grab. It could be a few samples. The list goes on and on. It opens me up to work on things other than straight-up YouTube content while still being able to make ends meet from that content, if that makes sense. So the schedule for the channel will be Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Then, on those off days, I'll be filling in the gaps, so Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, I'll be filling in those gaps on Patreon with content. And don't worry, I will still be making frequent community posts on the YouTube channel as well, so it's not like you're going to have zero chance to interact with myself and the rest of the Freebeat community that day. But anyway, I will be filling in the gaps on those off days on the Patreon page, and I will also mirror that content in the Freebeat Discord server as well, because I know not everyone likes to go to Patreon every other day to, or however many days it winds up being, to find new content. But I'm pretty excited about this change. I've been testing the process out for the past month or so, and I really, really like how much it opens up my schedule to actually work on music. It's going to bring higher quality content to YouTube, daily content to those on the Patreon page who actually want to see daily content, and it's going to do wonders for my mental health as well. Let's talk Patreon rewards. These are the things that are in it for you if you do decide to help out the channel. So there are 4 different tiers on my Patreon page. There's a $1 per month tier, there's a $5 per month tier, there's a $10 per month tier, and I'm not going to put my feet up. There's a $20 per month tier. There are a lot of rewards, so I'm not going to go over all of them right now. I'll just hit the highlights, but if you are interested, feel free to click the link below. The $1 tier is pretty stacked in my opinion, but the standouts, I think, are the return of the daily content, including a weekly behind-the-scenes vlog every Tuesday called Patreon Tuesday, as well as the private Freebeat Discord server, which is a lot of fun, and we have a bunch of knowledgeable people over there already. I learn a lot from it every day. There's a lot of laughs to be had, some great discussion. We've got a section where you can share your works in progress as well as your completed tracks. We've got a section for gaming. We've got so many awesome conversations going on over there. It's just a great place to be. So that's at just $1 a month. Now, the big one for the $5 a month tier is access to the brand new sample swap section of the Discord, where you can swap samples with any other members at that tier. Basically, as long as it's not wildly inappropriate or copyrighted, it's fair game to be swapped. We've all got so many different pieces of gear that it should be a very lively section of the server, and I will also be in there swapping too. I'm really looking forward to it, I can't wait to share some sounds with all of you and get some new sounds in return. Now, my favorite reward in the $10 per month tier is the monthly sample pack. So this is a reward that I used to have, but I had to discontinue it due to the lack of time. But of course, now, with more time on my hands, I'm very happy to bring it back. So it's pretty simple. Each month I will release a sample pack to everybody at this tier. These could be sounds that I make organically, or I could use any of the gear that I have. I've done a couple in the past. My favorite one was a bunch of sounds from our old apartment right before we moved out of it. That one was all done with like dry sounds, but now that I've got a better understanding of effects and electronic music in general, I feel like I can bring you all some pretty quality stuff here. I promise the sample packs will always be super fun. And finally, those patrons at $20 per month will be able to request videos to be made for the main channel. I'll work with those patrons on the topic and the format and anything and everything in between. It's basically just a way to get a little bit more involved, a little bit more directly involved in the content on the channel. And like I said, there are many more rewards in all of those tiers. Those are just some of my favorites, the highlights in my opinion, but that's pretty much it. I cannot tell you how excited I am at the prospect of actually having time to work on music again. And no matter if you already do or if you plan on supporting the channel financially, I just appreciate you being here and watching the videos here on YouTube. You're the reason I've been able to make this work so far, and you're the reason I'm able to take this risk and try to push the channel towards its next chapter and reclaim a little bit of my musicianship from the YouTubership of me. I went off script there, clearly. Anyway, I truly could not do this without you. I hope you're looking forward to the future of Freebeat as much as I am. Thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart. I know Lady Freebeat thanks you all as well. We'll see you next time, everybody. Bye.